Hello everyone, Agent Gold here, and welcome back to Let's Play Ittle. When we left off last time, all that was left was to go for the boss, other than extra stuff off to the side. So to get into that room, we definitely need the ice wand, so we can freeze these blocks and glide them over the spikes. Once we're inside, we're going to need some help from the fire sword as well. So to get through this room, one area can be opened just by 2 switches, the other requires 3 switches pressed. Now since we have the portal wand, we could skip the room on the left, but what the heck, we're here, I'll show it to you. It's not really a puzzle room, it's more of a combat room, really. Okay, so there's a bit of a puzzle element to it. But I can just walk through and wipe out everything in my path. That may have been a bit dumb to do, though, as ideally I would have needed that guy to press the switch, but the portal wand lets me cheat a little. I have no regrets. Okay, so how long do these crystals stay active? Okay. So this one and that one are long, and then the corner ones are short. And that's how we get through that gate. This one requires defeating what's on the other side of that, and this requires lighting those torches. And to get to that torch, we just have to use this bomb here. Seems simple. Smash a block out of the way to reach that one. And it's you guys. You know, the first time I came through here, I didn't actually realize that I could one-shot them like that, so I just fought them, and it was not fun. So now that we can approach the blocks from this side, we can push 3 switches without using the portal wand. And this is where they drop this nice little hint that you can finish with items in any order. And, yeah, let's see. Okay, so this is what you typically do. You can push the bomb, you can light it and freeze it and move it over there. There is something else worth using the bomb for in this room. It's mostly a hint about one of the shortcuts, but I'll show it to you. Might help some folks with who do want to figure out the shortcuts. So I can press that switch with an ice beam, and I can get an ice beam over there by warping it with the portal wand. Pretty crazy little skill. Comes in handy in that final master dungeon. I believe that in order to get through this room, I have to defeat all the enemies. Okay, so to get to that guy, I have to put out the fires, and I have to take care of that guy to get through the door. Now, here's where we're getting tricky with this here bomb. This is a hint about the first professional shortcut to help you skip the fire sword. Not that I necessarily recommend doing that right away, but for those seeking a challenge, it's there. And here we are. Hey, final boss! Time to eat steak and give me some treasure! Ah, so you made it this far. I'm impressed. You better be! You've no idea what I had to go through to get here. Yeah, of course I know. I'm the one who carved this castle. To test adventurers like you. I'm no ordinary item carver, you see. I've lived on this island perfecting my craft, taming the wildlife, hiring the jennies and turnips as guards. I pay them in gold so adventurers can steal it back. Wait a minute, you carved this castle? Out of a stump, nothing fancy. Well, and I found some dungeons on the island too, spruced them up a bit with some puzzles. So, about that treasure? None to be found here, Shrimp. I do have the artifact. The one you need to beat me to have me hand over to you so you can give it back to me in the shop so I will make you a raft. Can't you just... This is the final boss room, not a charity. Understand? I deal in adventure and excitement. If you wanted treasure, you should have crashed on some other island. Ah! You are going down, you fraud! I'm gonna beat you to a pulp and take all your stupid gold back into my pockets, where it belongs, in my pockets! Yar, that's the spirit. Time for your final test, adventurer. It could just be me, but I certainly hear the sound of the old Final Fantasy battle theme in this song. So Tipsy can give you tips for every step of the way here, and this phase is fairly simple. Push bombs back at him, don't let the pancakes eat the bombs. I mean, it doesn't hurt necessarily if the pancakes eat the bombs, it just slows you down. Put on some shoes, you're dirtying the floor. Now, some of the keen observers might be wondering, if you need these different items to finish these phases of the boss, what happens if you skip one? Well, the answer to that, he skips the phases that you need the items for. Golly, this thing is hard to control. Okay. He's flinging lit bombs, so I just need to freeze them and push them back in such a way that they will hopefully hit him. And the fish buns that he's throwing are simply here to make pushing the bombs back towards him hard. I think the best tactic for this part is to try to get the bombs that are closer to the edges, because when he gets to the edge he has to float back the other way, and he takes some time to do that. Okay, I do not like these enemies. I like how Tipsy is just like almost bored with explaining how to do this. He is certainly a helpful companion character. He is not strictly an interested one. Use buttons to win! I suppose he's a little more interested when it comes to defying the laws of physics, and that bomb is not in a good place. I think I'd rather wait for another one, really. Yeah, that one's in a better spot, because at least this one I can push back at him. If he launches anything into the room that would land on something else, the new thing vanishes instead. I gotta keep one eye on the pancakes that he throws over here. Oh, come on, dude! Otherwise, they'll eat the bombs before I can fling them back at him. Like that one there! Ah! Stop putting them where I'm standing and dealing with them! By the way, I don't know if it was clear or not, but the sword doesn't work on him. See if I can hit him and get done with this phase. That looked like a hit. I don't know, I had my glasses off for a second. Oh, I missed it. Okay. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him! That didn't hit him. Gotta light the bomb before you freeze it and push it. You think that'll get him. Okay. Cut your hair and get a job. And this might be the first place that you find out that you can warp yourself with the Ice Wand and Portal Wand. Last time I was able to pull them in over here. This time I have to go there because they're out of range of my Portal Wand. Ouch. Now I gotta get back over there. Time for the final test. Yeah, he's just throwing all kinds of enemies, and I gotta use my different pieces of gear to defeat them. This phase only comes around if you have everything. He eventually runs out of enemies to throw at you. I just have never been able to correctly count how many he's got. I'm happy to get rid of the petal slugs before anything else, just because since you have to defeat them by pushing them onto spikes like that, they're kind of the most annoying to deal with. That and the fact that they have a ranged attack. One thing I like to do during this phase is to always keep a portal block on the spikes, so that my portal wand just turns into a death ray. I think I've reached the end, have I? It would appear so. Enough with the puzzles, you coward! Fight like a boss! But I am fighting like one. I'm using all the gimmicks I can think of. Hang on, I'm sure I can come up with a few more. What a joke. You planned a final showdown but ran out of ideas designing your own attacks. Yes, well... Ha! This joker couldn't adventure his way out of his own tutorial cave. But all my dungeons and puzzles, didn't you have an exciting time on this island? Let's see. There's no treasure besides the gold I'm gonna steal anyway. All your underlings are crazy. I still don't know what the heck this thing's supposed to be. But the hearts were pretty tasty, and I did find this cool stick. I've snacked a lot of things today. So my dungeons were 3 out of 5 at best. Yeah, well, at least we didn't get stuck and starved to death. Happens all the time. Phew, it's a success then. If you're aiming for mediocrity, I guess. Hey, where'd you get that? From a rock. Yeah, about that. Why are there hearts in the rocks, you sicko? Oh, I figured you'd be wrecking everything in sight for no reason. I put them there just in case. Hey, you know me pretty well. I'm always up for destroying other people's stuff. Yeah, and setting things up to be destroyed is pretty good entertainment too. Please don't tell me you're bonding. Hey, how about you grab that artifact, then come down to my shop and I'll make you a raft right away. Sounds like a plan. Until then, farewell. Oops. Alright. This is the artifact? Dude, that's sick. Who would put that in a chest? Well, I'm not touching it. You carry it, Tipsy. I-10 is one twisted man. I don't know how that works exactly, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah, there are 2 back doors to get into this room, and we're actually going out through one of them. Puzzle in here is already solved, so I don't have to do anything with it. This is the Portal and Ice back door. And I gotta tell you, figuring out how to get in that way is pretty tricky business. Alright, so now I can simply warp back out, and I could just bring the game to its end by asking for the raft now. But there's a thing or two, a couple loose ends to tie up. First off, let's go back to the tutorial cave for a moment, shall we? Now that I have my items, I can blast that and get it out of my way. Go back a couple of rooms. I probably don't need to destroy that one, but I will. Okay, now I can get over these spikes, because now I can push a portal block over there, freeze a wall, and use the reflection to blast myself with a portal beam. And that gets us into this little area, where we have one more treasure chest, one more card. I think this is some sort of in-joke of the company, but honestly I couldn't tell you. And a few more hint signs over here. If you're wondering, this sign is intentionally broken. See, these signs have multiple lines of text and they just nicely portion it. This one is going off screen on purpose. The concept art shows that in this game, during previous phases, they had experimented with an ultimate weapon. I believe it's called the Exploding Flaming Chainsaw Shotgun, which, you know, sounds like pure adrenaline. But it didn't actually make it into the game, so no ultimate weapon, no true ending. The ending that we see should be relatively satisfying. And because of the way things are going to go from here, I should be able to squeeze in the last dungeon and everything that comes after it into this video. So let me just move us over there real quick. And here we are, ready to visit the Master Dungeon once more. Now obviously, these puzzles, the entire fun is in figuring out how they work. So for each of these 12 puzzles that are in here, I'm going to just show you what the layout of the room is and then fast step through it to get it solved. So there's a bomb on that side, there are some crystals there. That crystal opens this gate, and this one opens something else. One down. So, now we've got a few buttons that need pressed. This one is probably the one I'm going to stand on, which means I'll need to get blocks on the other two buttons. And there we go. The obvious temptation here is to just use your sword and blow those bombs up. Don't be so tempted. Okay, to get through this room, we've got 3 buttons to press, but only 1 ice block to move, but that's okay because we can press 2 on our own. However, these 2 buttons are inside sand, so the ice block must go to this button. And there we have it. And yeah, this Master Cave comes with a few more cards. So for this one, we have to put out those 2 fires. Kinda tricky because we can't push ice blocks at an angle. What's an adventurer to do? That. Now this is one of the trickier ones, so I'm willing to share a little bit more how you get through here. There were a couple puzzles that I could not figure out because there's a time element to it. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, that almost worked. There we go. Now, I can just push that block there and get these other two buttons pressed. Then I just gotta get out. And we're clear. Next room. Okay, so what have we got here? Two crystals need pressed, do they? We've got one bomb which can clear the way to them, but we can't hit them both at once then if we do that. So, how do we solve this? That'll work. Phew. Looks like we're halfway through the Master Cave. Hey, I can be clever when I put my mind to it. I wasn't going to be wry, you know. If you're going to be that way, I'll never let you have some of this potion. Oh, I'm good. I wouldn't drink anything I mix jellyfish into. And once again, Tipsy's expressions when he's not talking, or she's not talking, or whatever, is pretty wonderful. So this door just takes us back to the opening area, in case you get this far and want to take a break or something. But we're not here for breaks, we're here for puzzles. Hard ones. Really depressingly hard ones. Not so depressing when you finish them, but it depends how they wear on you before you get there. Okay, let's see. This is another one with a time element, but you get a little bit more time to work with at least. Not so bad once you know the answer. Aha, turnip puzzle. Obviously, we're going to be putting turnip to good use. Not too bad, huh? Here's another one with a time element, so allow me to show you the part that you need timing for. Of course, we mustn't forget this. Okay, we're getting there. You just know that when you see enemies in the room of a puzzle, you're going to be putting each and every one of them to good use. Getting there. Oh yeah! Oh, come on! Not actually impossible. It may look impossible, but looks can be deceiving. Speaking of... Yep, this is the bonus boss. And because of the way this game controls, it can be a little difficult to fight him, but thankfully, he doesn't do a whole lot. He just throws around those powerful barbells. Tipsy doesn't have much to say about this one. The other fish buns that drop in, I believe, are to restore your health. Okay, so the first one doesn't bounce, the second one does. Ouch. It's getting trickier now, the first one bounces too. This is just a matter of a waiting game. I believe his barbells can actually... Yeah, his barbells can destroy fish buns. And then there's that thing. Eventually he throws that very slow-moving barbell, which homes in on you. Apparently this boss is so tough that they actually nerfed it in a patch. It's a shame that his barbells hurt other fish buns, but not himself. Good grief, that guy was tough. I'll be honest, I've never seen you beat someone up that thoroughly before, and the koala doesn't count. The koala had it coming. Now bring on the treasure! If we're not getting something worthwhile out of this, I'm complaining to the designer. What's this? Looks like a concept art gallery to me. Quit joking around, this chest is empty! No, trust me, the concept art gallery flew out of the chest and became an option on the main menu. You can watch it there. Tipsy, are you healthier than usual? If anything, I'm not healthy enough right now. And then there's this. Well then, all that's left now is to leave the island. One last time into Itan's shop. Let's have a raft. And that's a sweet little unexpected bit in the ending of this game. So I hope that was enjoyable. It can be a short game, but it's fun to replay, that much is for sure. And here we get some imagery detailing the conflict, basically how this island came to be as it was. It seems the Lichus Turnip used an army of the living and the dead to try to fight against the Jennies. But as I recall, neither side was able to actually defeat the other one. So they called a truce, and then this guy came 1,000 years later. It would seem he found everyone living mostly peacefully, but he had plans, big plans, that he would carve from a stump or a toothpick or something. And with varying degrees of willingness, everyone seemed to agree to his plan. And then she happened. And, well, what happened from there kind of depends. And that's the end. So, once again, thanks for watching. I may look at some challenge runs sometime. I may look at the sequel sometime. One way or another, I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you next time.